Hello everyone, and welcome to this very special video. Today, we're diving deep into the world of English learning specifically, how to speak English confidently, and why your mistakes are the key to success. If you've ever felt nervous, embarrassed, or afraid of making mistakes while speaking English, I want you to know that you are not alone. Everyone who has ever learned a new language has faced the same challenges. The good news: mistakes are not something to fear. In fact, they are your greatest allies on this journey. In this video, I'll be sharing practical tips, motivational stories, and proven techniques that will help you speak English fluently and confidently. We'll also explore how some of the most successful people in the world overcame their struggles with English and achieved greatness. So grab a cup of coffee, sit back, and let's get started on this exciting journey together. When we talk about learning English, the first thing we need to address is fear. Fear of speaking, fear of making mistakes, fear of being judged. These feelings can hold you back. But let me tell you something: fear is normal. It's part of the process. What matters is how you respond to it. Will you let fear stop you, or will you use it as fuel to keep moving forward? When I was learning English, I made every mistake you can imagine. I mispronounced words, forgot basic grammar, and sometimes said things that made no sense. It was frustrating, but every mistake taught me something new. For example, I once said, "I am boring," when I meant to say, "I am bored." My friends laughed and I felt embarrassed, but I never forgot the correct usage after that. The truth is, every fluent English speaker you see today started exactly where you are now. They made mistakes, felt frustrated, and doubted themselves, but they kept going. And that's the secret: persistence. Let me share a story about Elon Musk. Yes, the same Elon Musk who runs Tesla and SpaceX. Did you know that English is not his first language? Musk was born in South Africa and grew up speaking Afrikaans. When he decided to pursue his dreams in the United States, he had to master English to communicate effectively in a new environment. He didn't let his non-native background stop him. Instead, he embraced the challenge, made mistakes, and learned from them. Today, Elon Musk is one of the most influential people in the world, and he gives presentations and interviews in English with confidence. The lesson here is clear. It's not about being perfect, it's about being determined. Mistakes are stepping stones to success. So how can you start speaking English confidently? Let me break it down into 3 actionable steps. Step 1. Change your mindset. The first and most important step is to change the way you think about mistakes. Instead of seeing them as failures, see them as opportunities. Every time you make a mistake, you are learning something new. For example, if you use the wrong verb tense, someone might correct you. That correction is a gift. It's helping you get better. Start telling yourself it's okay to make mistakes. It's part of the process. Write this down if you need to and read it every day. The more you accept mistakes as a natural part of learning, the less fear you will feel. Step 2. Speak every day. Speaking is like exercising a muscle. The more you do it, the stronger it gets. Don't wait until you feel ready or perfect to start speaking. That day may never come. Start now. Speak to friends, join online language groups, or even talk to yourself in the mirror. The goal is to practice as much as possible. Here's a simple exercise you can try. Every morning, pick 3 new words and use them in sentences throughout the day. For example, you learn the words delicious, challenge, and achievement. You can say, "This breakfast is delicious." These are just a few examples. Learning English is a challenge, but I enjoy it. Finishing this video will be a big achievement. By actively using new words, you'll remember them more easily and build your vocabulary naturally. Step 3. Embrace active learning. Active learning means engaging with the language in a way that makes it stick. Here are a few techniques you can use. Watch movies and shows. Choose movies or TV shows with subtitles and pay attention to how native speakers pronounce words and form sentences. Read aloud. Pick a book, article, or even a social media post in English and read it out loud. This will improve your pronunciation and fluency. Record yourself. Use your phone to record yourself speaking English. Listen to the playback and identify areas where you can improve. Now let's talk about the power of consistency. Learning English is not something you can achieve overnight. It's a journey, and like any journey, it requires commitment. Set aside time every day to practice, even if it's just 15 minutes. Remember, small steps lead to big results. One of my favorite motivational stories comes from Malala Yousafzai, the youngest Nobel Prize laureate. Malala grew up in Pakistan and didn't learn English until she was a teenager. At first, she struggled to understand and speak the language, but she had a strong desire to share her story with the world. She worked tirelessly to improve her English, reading books, practicing speeches, and learning from her mistakes. Today, Malala is a global icon, delivering powerful speeches in English and inspiring millions. What can we learn from Malala? It's simple. Determination and practice can overcome any obstacle. As we continue, let's address one of the biggest fears learners have: the fear of being judged. Many people avoid speaking English because they worry about what others will think. But let me ask you this: who are you learning English for? Is it for others, or is it for yourself? Learning a language is a personal journey. It's about your growth, your dreams, and your goals. If someone judges you for making mistakes, that says more about them than it does about you. Focus on your progress, not on others' opinions. Let's move on to some advanced techniques for improving your English. We can compare questions like this by answering them with answers and then talking about the questions instead. Shadowing. This involves listening to a native speaker and repeating what they say as closely as possible. It's a great way to improve pronunciation and intonation. Mind mapping. Create a visual map of related words to expand your vocabulary. For example, if your main word is travel, you can add branches for passport, airport, adventure, and so on. Storytelling. Practice telling a short story in English. Start with simple stories and gradually make them more complex. This will help you organize your thoughts and improve your fluency. Before we wrap up, I want to share one final story. There's a man named Akio Morita, the co-founder of Sony Corporation. When Sony first started selling products in the United States, Akio didn't speak English fluently. He made many mistakes during meetings and presentations. But instead of feeling embarrassed, he kept learning. He even took the time to write letters in English, knowing that practice would make him better. Akio's perseverance paid off, and Sony became a global brand. The lesson here is clear. Success doesn't come from avoiding mistakes. It comes from embracing them. To everyone watching this video, I want to say, don't be afraid to speak English. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Remember, every word you say, every sentence you try, and every error you make is bringing you closer to fluency. You are capable of achieving amazing things. All it takes is practice, patience, and the courage to keep going. Thank you for spending this time with me. I hope this video inspires you to take action and embrace your journey to learning English. If you found this helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. Together, we can create a community where everyone feels confident and empowered to speak English. Until next time, keep practicing, stay positive, and never give up.